This boy right here is freaking fire! Mood elevation. You homies on Reddit, man. Fire! Mood elevation. I see you homies on Reddit, man. Reddit? Oh. One of them homies on Reddit, man. Fire! I'm freaking gunning for you homies on Reddit, man. Fire! What up, homies? God bless all of you. Right now it's High Stim Saturday, and I'm doing another Reddit reaction video, trying to get better at these. Let me know in the comments if this is something you enjoy or if it's lame and played out. I'm open to all feedback, but a lot of the stuff they talk about resonates with me and makes for good conversation. I'm on the Excelsior right now, man, and we will get right into this. We will get right into this here. So let's share the screen, and we will go right here. Original Apollon inbound. So, here we go. Let's do it right now. And there we go. So we got the first post here. It says, jokes, probably the same old rewash formula to grab a few bucks, high caffeine, 500 milligrams plus from 2-3 different source, a good bit of pump ingredient, citrulline, a little focus, L-tyrosine, yada, yada. Surprise us, Apollon, I dare you. No hate, just constructive criticism. Okay, well, look, man, I got things to say. So somebody said not looking for the homie friend of mine, not looking forward to it at all, and the label design is so stupid. Pass, and probably way overpriced. Apollon is trash. Apollon pre-workouts are definitely overrated. Same formula over and over again. Same flavors. I've been critical of these guys recently. I like Hooligan V50. I'm suffering. So I got a few things to say about this, man. People either love Apollon or they hate them. Like people who are real stim junkies, you know, they're probably not going to like Apollon, because Apollon has gone in, I don't know if the word compliant is right, but they've gone in a direction where they don't use illicit stimulants anymore, and they do jack up the caffeine. So if you're like somebody who loves illicit pre-workouts and that's what you look for in a high stim pre, you're going to be disappointed by Apollon. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be your cup of tea. I think there's pros and cons to the Apollon pre. As far as the price goes, I know they're pricey, and I'm not defending them at all, because, I mean, let's be honest, when High Stim Saturday comes around, myself, I don't ever personally grab for an Apollon pre. To me, they're more like Stim Junkie dailies. The problem for me is, as I've talked about before, the caffeine's so high, so it's really more than Stim Junkie dailies. I was super impressed with Ronan and Jawan. Both of those are Anarchy Labz. I also thought Hooligan actually had performance-enhancing benefits. Like, I felt strong on it, and the pumps are sick. To me, my favorite Apollon products are Desperado was the suit that made my top list. That was a super hitter, daily. Their Hooligan Bare Knuckle is a killer non-stim pre-workout. I mean, one of the best on the market. Blood Sports solid, and their proteins are really good, man. So I do think they bring value to the industry. You know, I know Robic has a real aggressive attitude and stuff, like a real if you're on Instagram, you see a lot of craziness, man. And I'm sure it makes people upset or whatever. And that's kind of just how he brands himself. You know, again, I'm not defending it or anything. I'm just calling it out how it is. It's just his thing. And I don't know, man, like I get why a lot of people on here are talking, you know, aren't going to like the Apollon stuff, because it's, you know, they're really loaded formulas, and they don't give you that illicit stim junkie experience that a lot of people are looking for. To me, they're like stim junkie dailies, how they feel, like very high end. The Ronin felt like soup, like really stim junkie to me. I mean, that one felt like slapped. Like I was euphoric as heck. I was higher than giraffe vagina. I like that one. So I'm not like an Apollon hater, man. I reviewed a ton of their stuff, and I've had pretty much overall good experiences with them, man. I thought Time Cop was solid. I thought Double Impact was solid. Assassin V7, like a lot of the pre-workouts they come out with are really smooth, so if you like something that really hits hard, like those Hooligans and Assassin 7, those are smooth pre's. So they're not all going to hit like super high alpha yo kind of pre-workouts hit or whatever. It's certainly not like the Dark Lab stuff hits, but I definitely think they have their place in the industry, man. I do think they put out some good formula. There's only so much you could do, man, with the ingredients that are available. So I'm not like this Apollon hater like a lot of people here are. Robic's been actually a super nice dude to me personally, and maybe he considers me a friend. Maybe he likes that I've given his brand love, but I do think that a lot of those pre-workouts definitely bring value to the industry. And I really, as I said, Hooligan Bare Knuckle, I don't care what you say, dude. That's a super hitter right there. And so is Bloodsport. Those are freaking great, and their proteins are awesome. And when I use their pre-workouts, when I'm willing to take that much caffeine, most of them seem to hit me really good, man. So let's move on here. So a lot of people hating on Apollon, and that's fine. Next one. Do you remember your first pre-workout experience? What was it? And did it destroy you or disappoint? That's a good question. Mine was so let's see here. Nobody commented. This was not a popular. It was only 33 minutes ago. My real first pre-workout experience, besides like the non-stim I used from Beverly International or whatever, somebody at the gym, his name's Don Frazier. You could look him up. He was a bodybuilder, competitive. He died this year. RIP. He used to compete against my AA sponsor actually back in the day. And at the gym he was training, he gave me some sample packs of Total War by Redcon 1. And I took it, dude. I took a sample pack. I was on a dinger, homie. I mean, I was hot. That was my first. I didn't even know what DMHA was. When I took it, I still didn't know what DMHA was till I really started the channel. And that stuff, I mean, I felt it for like 10 hours, dude. That was my first real pre-workout experience, was taking that sample pack of Total War. And that stuff was freaking amazing, dude. I mean, I didn't even know what was in it, and just felt crazy. And then as far as like stuff that I knew I was taking, like what it was, Prephase KO was my first one. Yeah, that one was awesome. And then I took like Hypermax and Alpha Lion Superhuman Supreme. Those were really good ones. Next year, what are the most euphoric pre-workouts? Somebody posted here. What are the most euphoric pre-workouts? OG Maniaco, Hive 2, Aventador, Dark Horse, Kill Switch. Like I took Dark Horse. I don't know, man. My experience with it wasn't anything crazy. Aventador, I'm about to drop my review for. Hive V2 is the truth, man. And OG Maniaco, it was a good buzz right there. Kill Switch, I didn't get that good batch. Some people did. I thought Flame 1 was one of the most euphoric. Dark Labz Crack Gold, the OG. Dark Labz Purple. I'm on Excelsior. I think that's pretty good, but it's kind of a different feeling. Man, there's been so many, dude. There's just been so many. It's crazy. You know what was really euphoric to me? The original YOLO Dark Side. YOLO Dark Side blew my head off like 4 years ago when I first started the channel, 4 or 5 years ago. It's been a while now. That stuff was crazy. Around the same time, I also tried Muscle Force Defiant Unleashed before they got the Snickle Fritz DMHA. Like as the years went on, they kept sending me tubs, and it just wasn't the good DMH. Someone was cutting the good stuff, but that freaking original Dark Side, not Onslaught, Dark Side, YOLO Dark Side was freaking unbelievable, dude. And they also had a fat burner called man, what was their fat burner called? Which also had the goods in it. I forgot, man. It was a great fat burner by Hype Supps. So a lot of these companies, they can't be doing well like they were. You know, like we just talked about Pre-Phase KO, not Pre-Phase, Phase 1 Nutrition. That one like went out of business. A lot of these companies who reformulate and take out the DMHA, because the manufacturer won't mess with it anymore. I'm not mad at them for reformulating. You got to do what you got to do. If you can't get the goods anymore, you can't get it. And only so many people have the access to the, Dark Labz manufacturing people and stuff. I mean, really, no one else really does besides Dark Labz. Because I know the behind the scenes stuff with that, which is not important, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of the manufacturers, they got away from it. So you're kind of forced in a position where you have to reformulate. Like NutriSky, they made Hive and a bunch of other, the Madhouse, Chaotic Rage, the After Dark. They made all those good DMHA hitters, NutriFit, all those. And they had to reformulate, dude. All these companies, because NutriSky wouldn't mess with it anymore. So, the manufacturer said, we're not monkeying around with the DMHA. So a lot of these companies, man, they're not doing that well. It's hard to be competitive with a bunch of compliant pre-workouts. You got to really have an angle. That's why I thought like Xtremis did a really nice job with El Jefe, and NutriFit did a really nice job with Symbiote. But most of them, man, they reformulate and you take it and you're like, man, it's not all that, woof, homie. It's like, ooh, this one, I'll stick to my crack barbarian tub that I have. It's like, thank God I still got the good stuff, because I ain't coming back to this one. It's like, that's how I feel when I take them. A lot of them, it's like, all right, it was a good it was a solid Stim Junkie daily, whatever, but it ain't something I want to keep reaching for over and over. That's why I thought like Symbiote was different. El Jefe is different. Like some of those like really slap, even better than I thought the new El Jefe is better than the DMHA El Jefe. It's stronger. It hits harder, this and that. Anyway, so this guy said all decent pre-workouts for upstanding people. Okay, so we got some M2, some Maniaco on the front lines here. Not opposed to that, man. Not opposed to that. Then what's next? There's somewhere I can purchase sample packs of Illicit pre-workouts. So this right here, I'm against this, man. I've always been against this. So the homie said Ruesco and Nutricartel both have sample packs. Nutricartel sample packs are legit sample packs. They're made by the manufacturer and stuff. I'm not a big fan. I've told you guys before, and you guys, I'm not judging for this. I know people want to try pre's before they buy it. I mean, I can't lie. I'm super fortunate to be able to just get tubs. People send me tubs. I'm not that comfortable with somebody sticking their freaking dirty paws in a tub of pre-workout, putting it in a bag and sending it to me. Number one, I get spooked. I get in my head thinking, man, I hope that they sent me the right thing. What if they grabbed the wrong tub by accident? I don't trust people like that. I don't want any error and stuff like that. So I just kind of am against the sample thing. Like when High Stim Ace, the homie, he sends me samples. I'm like, all right, man, like it's High Stim Ace. I got a relationship with him, but like I don't want someone's, it's like, I don't like, I'm weird about eating food that's cooked in somebody's house that I don't know. Like if somebody just, I don't even know is like, oh, I cooked this, eat it. I'm like, homie, I'm cool, dude. Like, I don't know what your kitchen looks like. It's the same thing with the sample packs. It's like, I just know enough about pre-workouts kind of at this point where I know what tubs are going to be good to buy. I mean, you never really know when you're the first person reviewing stuff, which I am a lot. But the sample pack thing kind of sketches me out, to be honest. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Just for me, it's out of my comfort zone, and I know Jake's made announcements on Instagram. People have asked him about sample packs and stuff, like, it's, what's it called? He's said the same thing that I did, really. You just never know the cleanliness, you're not in like a lab with gloves and mask and all that. Tainted, and then I don't know the guy Ruesco, he might be a great guy for all I know. All I'm going to tell you, man, is when I started my channel, I reached out to him. That guy wouldn't even really spit in my direction, dude. I was like, hey, man, why don't we team up? I was trying to put feelers out to build relationships with companies. A lot of companies, man, wouldn't even acknowledge me, dude. And he was really one of them. And then when my channel got kind of bigger, I got messages from him, hey, we should do something, this and that. It's just kind of the same story with a lot of people who just wouldn't even talk to me, dude, and then came begging for reviews. I'm not saying Ruesco did that, but he did try and team up with me like after the fact, after I tried to do something with him and he brushed me off. Like Huge Supplements, they were there from the beginning, dude. Like they sent me packages of stuff right when they started, and there were some really companies who took a risk on me, man. They were really, really solid folk, man. And then a lot of them came crawling back, dude, after they freaking blew me off. It's just the nature of the beast, man. It's just, it is what it is. So yeah, man, like as far as samples go, like I won't even review anything off of C. If you don't send me a tub, I'm not reviewing it because I don't trust the samples, number one. I want to know that it's coming out of a tub that was manufactured. A lot of people send samples before the final product, the manufacturer. A lot of samples are made by hand. They're mixed up by hand and all that. So I get sketched out about that. I want it to be the final product from the machine. When I got Maniaco, the V1, it didn't really hit, dude, when I got samples. I was really disappointed and really worried. And then it dropped from the tubs. And a lot of people were like, man, this thing is freaking awesome. It's perfect. This and that. I was like, oh, thank God. But yeah, man, I was tripping, man, when I tried the samples. So yeah, I know that sample thing is big, and it gets people to buy tubs if they like it. Maniaco has DMHA, which will get you feeling great. I'm going to give it a shot. All right, thank you all. God bless you all. Let's move forward. We got a lot to cover here. Best sleep supplement recommendation. The homie asked here, which is interesting on a pre-workout forum. And then my homie James wrote anesthetized. Yeah, this are Somatomax. I mean, I agree, man. These are the hitters. But you get that GABA feeling. The Phenibut's kind of a weird thing because it really takes 3 to 4 hours to kick in. So it doesn't like really put you to sleep, but whatever else is in there does. And there's some good ones with melatonin, both anesthetized and Somatomax don't have melatonin, which is really nice. The problem with melatonin is really got to be in a sweet spot for me, or it's hit or miss. But I sleep good anyway. But yeah, man, those are the most fun to use. Definitely, even at a half scoop with the anesthetized or whatever, which I don't do much. Like I did a little Mad Scientist last week. I did I did half a scoop of anesthetize and half a serving of crash because I didn't want like the full blown next day feeling from the black zone. Man, it was like just enough to reset my receptors and wake up feeling freaking amazing. It was really nice. I'm not even an advocate of mad scientists, but yeah, I got to agree that anesthetize is just so freaking good. Next one here. Is this a hitter or not? And they're talking about the hyper maxed out. I think I talked about this the last time we did this. When it first dropped, it was so the homie said original two flavors are absolutely a slapper. Alpha Yo combo hit hard, and even one scoop is enough. Recently, GGH showed a video that the flavor in particular didn't have that punch. Yeah, I don't know what happened, dude. Like, he's right. The original ones, man, the Alpha Yo was insane. Like, too much at the full dose. I think that Yo Max at the full dose has 3 mgs of Alpha Yo and a whole bunch of yohimbine. I mean, if you're an Alpha Yo person, if I took it today, I would probably tolerate it better. But man, then they're like, oh, we got this new flavor, Blue Shark Gummy or whatever, and they threw it to me. Just didn't hit like that, man. It was like, in a sense, it was better because I didn't have that death feeling from the too much Yo. But I walked away feeling like, man, what happened to the Yo, man? This can't be the same product. It was not, man. That's why different flavors can hit different, dude. A lot of people don't know that. You can get the same pre-workout, same manufacturer, 2 different flavors can hit different, dude, because it's a different run. It's a little variation in the manufacturing, and it's a whole different experience, dude. So, yeah, to me, it's like to use that much caffeine, I want to know it's going to hit. That's why Edge of Insanity, man, they got a great manufacturer. It's always consistent and just seems good, man. I took some Far Beyond Driven the other day, and I'm like, man, this stuff freaking rocks, homie. This stuff rocks. Same with Insane Labz. All right, man. So let's keep going here. Another one. Man, we are crushing it. I am on right now, man. I'm on the Excelsior. Has anyone tried this? If so, how was I just ordered it? Dude, when this thing dropped, and I don't know if my tolerance changed. I don't know what's up. People are saying here for 3 months, yet to run it. Been disappointed with all Panda pre-workouts, High Stim said. Very interesting. I don't share the same sentiment. Like I've had some great experience with Panda. Pandemic is great. Skull has been great. I haven't tried the new one yet. They have a very good manufacturer. It's just they're not the pre's you get if you like that Alpha Yo experience and stuff, because they don't really often use Alpha Yo. They did in that one recently, the Chaos. I think they used 1 milligram or something, which is good. But I'm just saying, like, this Goblin's juice, when it first dropped, man, I was higher than giraffe vagina, homie. That Goblin's juice was euphoric, felt amazing, outdid the label. And again, this was another one where I got another tub and it just didn't feel the same. They did another run of it. I don't know what happened, dude. It just was not the same. Skull, when Skull dropped, freaking awesome. And I don't know that. I'm not saying I tried it again. I only tried it when I originally reviewed it. I didn't get another tub after that, I don't think. And really liked it, man. Skull, like when I looked at the Skull label, I was like, man, this is just going to be like a nootropic pre. Dude, I had insane mood elevation, feel good energy. You know, that Panda's one of those kind of brands, in my opinion, where you can't really look at the label and know how it's going to feel because they put so much stuff in there. So you don't really know how it's going to come together until after you take it. Unlike, there's other stuff you kind of know exactly how it's going to hit. At least like you can be pretty accurate. The Panda stuff, you just never know, man. I love the brand. I love the branding. I love the proteins. I'm a big Panda guy, man. Big Panda guy. Amanda the Panda. So here we go, man. Here's another one. This is an interesting one. So let me just say this. So somebody posted this thing. Robic posted this on on Instagram. And he said, Robic from Apollon Nutrition and Anarchy Labz said, hypothetically speaking, what if a certain company known for its rebellion, total chaos, and anarchy, so he's talking about Anarchy Labz, was to release a fun limited edition 2-amino along with a few assisting ingredients product for entertainment purposes? Is that something fans of Anarchy Labz Supps would appreciate? Of course, purely hypothetical. All right, man. So I got real mixed feelings about this. Like, look, dude. Yeah, of course, of course, people would be happy, dude, if you released a freaking 2-amino product. I'm not talking about jugglins, you know, that they say on the Assassin 8 label or any of that snickle frits. I'm talking about the real that good, you know. Yes, if you had a source of it, which I'm sure he knows where to get, it's not that hard. Well, it seems like it is for a lot of people, but I'm sure he knows what to do. Yes, people would like that very much, I'm sure. I mean, who doesn't like a good 2-amino drop? The thing is about this post, man, that, you know, Robic's been super outspoken about really talking down, like, publicly about Dark Labz for continuing to do gray area pre-workouts. I mean, he has publicly said that, and Robic's a friend of mine, man, but I'm just here, giving it straight. He said that the Dark Labz products don't have performance enhancing ingredients, which is just, in my opinion, not true at all. I mean, anyone who takes a Dark Labz product knows that their performance is enhanced. He said they're just pretty much drugs and stuff like that. So he's been really outspoken. So for him to come out and say, like, oh, what if we did a 2-amino product? Like, yeah, I don't think anything's wrong with that, like, at all. I'm not against that idea at all, but don't hate on other people for doing it is all I'm saying, man. And again, man, like, this is anything I would say to him, personally. I just think that, like, let people do what they're going to do. There's no threat, man, in competition or whatever, in my opinion. There's enough money to be made in the supplement industry for anyone. Hey, man, so the point is, if Robic came out with a 2-amino pre-workout, I'll be the first one to support it, homie. I'm here to support. I'm here to give love, homie. So that's all I got to say about that, man. I would like to see how that would come together. I've never used any Apollon or Anarchy Labz product that had those kind of ingredients because they were before my time when they made them. So let's see, what did people have to say about this? Don't they make stuff with jugglins already? Somebody said that's not DMHA. They've been using the natural extract. Pretty sure the natural version does absolutely nothing. Yeah, so I don't know that it does absolutely nothing. I'm closer to agreeing with this than not agreeing. I can't say it does absolutely nothing, but like when you see 400 milligrams of Jugglins Regia, you better know that ain't 400 milligrams of that good 2-amino. It might do a little something for the head high or whatever, but yeah, I mean, that's why I always say, is this that higher than giraffe, a JJ high on the PP tingle scale, Fauci lab leak theory, Wuhan hitter? Or is this that ICP, America's most wanted English walnut, UK? The UK stuff they use. It's not the same, dude. Chaos Crew and all them. And then I always thought Jugglins as 2-aminos was company's way of getting away with the good stuff. Yeah, I mean, that is true, too. Some of them have used the term Jugglins to try and cover up the good stuff on label. But when Apollon writes Jugglins, they're talking about that natural source type, not that synthetic kind of hitter. So he's talking about using real 2-amino now, which you would definitely, give you the PP tingles potentially. And then the homie Meaty Morsels, God bless him, said, yeah, true, but good sourcing is hard to come by. In my opinion, Dark Labz has some really great DMHA, but for whatever reason, the DMHA and Ripper hits me harder than Maniaco. Well, yeah, you never know. Well, Ripper was made, let me think here. Who made Ripper? I don't know. Same people who made Maniaco. Sometimes pills just hit different, man. Plus you're mixing it with GBB and Alpha Yo, more Alpha Yo and Ripper, I think, which gives more of a stim junkie, harder hitting effect. It enhances the DMHA experience, even if the DMHA isn't better, even if there's more DMHA in Maniaco. Sometimes when you pair GBB really like creates a stim junkie effect. Like when you mix GBB with Alpha Yo, you're like really freaking, it enhances that Alpha Yo a lot. Same brand, different manufacturers. I'm thinking because I got my Ripper a year before Maniaco came out. I think the Ripper you got is made by the same people as the Maniaco V1, not V2. And then he says here, even GGH said the new Maniaco that's out now isn't as strong as the original batch with the DMHA. So just to correct Meaty Morsels, I did say it's not as strong as the original batch with DMHA. But just so everyone knows, not because the sourcing is different. It's the exact same sourcing of 2-amino in both of them. Both the manufacturers use the same good DMHA. I just don't believe the V2 of Maniaco really has a full 300 in there. If I'm guessing, it feels more like 250 or something. Just if I'm guessing, dude, like it felt like in the V1, I just don't think it's as much DMHA in the V2. But I could be wrong, dude. I might just hit different. I really don't know. But I do know it's the exact same sourcing. So let's see here. I'm going to share this screen that says old school Jack3d wasn't even that strong. Y'all just had no tolerance back then. That's a funny thing to say because this was before my time, the old Jack3d. And as I said, like I don't know that I've ever, I think I've taken real DMAA, Alpha Flight, Project Catalyst, I think Dark Labz original Crack Gold, and Crack Purple. Let's assume those are all real DMAA. I don't like Jack3d, as far as I knew, had like 35 milligrams or something. I'm not sure. I don't know if that was per scoop or in the 3 scoops or whatever it was. I'm just not sure. But I often do think to myself, like all these pre-workouts that people are nostalgic over, like, the Craze and Jack3d and this and that I hear about that I never use. Are they really better than the best pre-workouts on the market right now? Or people just kind of have that nostalgia, like I've used some hitters, like, are those really better than the original Crack Gold that dropped? Like it's hard for me to imagine anything is better, than that. But I don't know, maybe there's pros and cons of each, but it's like I feel like how much better can pre-workouts get, dude? Like when I originally used like Project Catalyst, which was freaking, dude, nuts. I mean, I was flying. I used to fly off Crack Gold. I used to fly off original pre-phase KO. How much more do I need? Like, were they really better? Or people just kind of remembering them differently? So I don't really know. Somebody said there's probably some truth to this. Like, yeah, I have a feeling like if I took Jack3d right now, like I'm just guessing, I'd be like, wow, this is a great pre-workout. There's real DMAA in it and stuff, like not the Jack3d that's out now, but the original, I'd probably blow my head off. But you got to think if like every gym bro is doing it, it can't be that crazy because, I mean, most people were tolerating it. It seemed pretty well from what I heard. Like my brother was, I don't know, a younger dude, and he had no pre-workout tolerance, and he took Jack3d, and he said he remembers it being really good. But I mean, if anybody, like even a newbie, can tolerate it, like a lot of these pre's might be stronger. I don't know if that doesn't mean better, So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. I just have no idea. I have no clue. So then here we go. Here we go. Somebody else shared really though about the Hooligan V50 limited edition sold out. People just talking junk, man. Like I don't know, man. I want to support, dude. I'll be honest, man. Like Robic's been super loving to me. He's been a really nice guy. Like I don't have any reason to hate on brands, you know, just to like trash them or talk junk. Like I believe in my heart. Let me tell you something. I really believe, despite what a lot of you think about Apollon, I think when Robic comes out with a pre, he's trying to make an amazing product. I know he, in his heart, is trying to make the best product possible because I know how he speaks, dude. Even with the arrogant attitude and all that, that aggressiveness, I know he's trying to make a great product. I don't think he's trying to rip anyone off or screw anyone. But like my opinion about pre-workouts and products and stuff, it's like no one's forcing you to use them. So it's like if you don't like them, just don't use them. But I don't know, man. Like I've never wanted to use. I know people get really like hyped up about bad reviews. They like seeing it because they feel like it makes the person look more honest or this or that. I've never wanted to trash any brands or bring them down. Like if a product, the brands that I trash, let me tell you what I trash. When you lie to me, I'm really against that. If you give me a tub of something that says DMAA or DMHA and it's garbage, there's not a single tingle, a pee-pee tingle in there, you know, I'm disappointed, man. I'm going to give that a really bad review. I believe every pre has pros and cons, every product, and like no one's forcing you to use stuff you don't like. So I just never saw the value of just being like, oh, that brand's trash. That guy's trash. This is trash. Trash. Now, there are a lot of brands that are really kind of trash, you know, trying to put out like super garbage products and charge a, you know, a premium price. But there's a lot of brands putting out super garbage products and charging a super cheap price. And to be honest, dude, I don't really hate on that because I don't think you really need that much to pump some iron. I mean, you could take a caffeine pill or a cup of coffee and have a savage session. So if you're charging like it's a budget pre and it's not got that much in it, dude, like I'm cool with that, you know? So I don't know, man. I got mixed feelings about a lot of this. But let me just move on here. This one says we're covering a lot of ground here. Heaviest hitting pump pre. Does anyone have any good recommendations for a really hard hitting, heavy hitting pump pre for late nights without stims? I know this sub is all about high stims. I'm sort of the hardest hitting. So yeah, so like Sicario, I agree with this. It's got a lot of likes. Sicario's my number one right now as far as like all arounder. And I also keep a lot of people might be surprised, man. I keep Transparent Labz. Stim Free is my only other one. I love that it's a well-rounded. It's got the betaine, the betas, the pumps, the whole package, some focus, and no artificial sweeteners or colors or anything. I find that to be a big win. Not just that the formula is good and it actually feels like an iron pumping experience, but I like the healthy approach, man. I'm a big Transparent Labz fan. I think their formulas are great and their healthy approach is good. It has 30 servings in a container, none of that 1 scoop, 2 scoop stuff, and it's freaking solid, dude. You might see it. It's got 8 grams of citrulline malate, which is 5 point something grams of pure citrulline, plus some other pump ingredients and power output and focus. So great, well-rounded non-stim pre-workout, dude. I love taking it and big fan of it. So, and then Apollon Bare Knuckle, man. That's another really great one, dude. And I actually just got in one, which I have not run yet, which I am super excited about, which I guarantee it'll be on my top list this year. at the end of the year. It has to be, just based on the label. NutriBio just came out with a brand new stim free, and it looks freaking unbelievably outrageous. So those are some good ones right there. Then we got, so here's one, man. This one just freaking, this one grinds my gears, homie. This one grinds my gears. What's the hardest hitting pre-workout? Really only started dipping my toes into these high stim pre-workouts. What are your guys' recommendations? Also, is Research Chem DMAA legit? I'm going to guess and say it's not legit, but I really don't know. I just assume all DMAA is not legit, just so you don't get your hopes up. And even if it's a legit stimulant, who knows if it's really DMAA. Anyway, this doesn't really piss me off or anything, but I get a lot of these questions where people message me or leave a comment and they say, what's the strongest pre-workout or the hardest hitting? And I've never really understood that, I guess, because that does not equate to best. You know, strongest and best are two different things to me. I've had some pre's that are super strong, like Juiced was very strong, like Assassin 6.5 when it first dropped. That was extremely strong. Those are not all great experiences for me because it's just too much for me. Like I'm too overstimulated. I'm trying to survive the experience. It takes away from what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to pump iron, homie. Like I want something that contributes to iron pumping. That's why I formulated Maniaco. I mean, I just thought that it's not over the top strong. To me, it's just right for a stim junkie pre. Obviously, it's not a daily pre. Much better daily pre's than that, but it's just the right amount of strong where it's still, you get the drug addict experience, but still productive iron pumping. That's why I made it. I mean, I stand by it. So I don't know, man. I've never just looked for the hardest hitting or strong. In fact, I don't want the strongest pre. I don't give me the strongest pre, please. You know, so let's see, quite a few. Depends. Dark Labz, like I'm gonna tell you, dude. Like Dark Labz Crack OG, not the purple one, the one with the skull with the 300 mgs of DMHA. When it first dropped, dude, it was like too much for me at the full 2 scoops. That's one of those it's like too strong. It doesn't quit. As you homies on Reddit say, it has legs. It just lasts and lasts, and I just want it to go away. It's so much going on. It's aggressive. It's strong. It's just like I don't feel that great after because of how strong it is. That's one of those pre's you could really take like 1.2 scoops and get away with 35 servings in a container or something, or 40 at 1 scoop. That's strong. That doesn't mean, and I don't even keep it in my rotation. Too much for me, homie. So yeah, so that's my lecture. Get the Maniaco. All of the recommendations are available. Man, warms my heart when people recommend Maniaco. Let's see. People say El Jefe. I was yawning. I see everyone reacts different. All right, then next we'll go to this one. Hooligan V50 formula revealed. So I'll let you guys know what I think of the formula. Let's see here. 28 grams active ingredients and a 39 gram serving. So clearly he added it up. All right, so I'm going to tell you what I think of each ingredient. The citrulline at 1050 is fine. I took 11 grams of citrulline from Panda, had a pre-workout that level 1, 2, and 3. That had 11 grams, crazy pumps, no diminishing returns. So that's completely cool. I don't like betas personally at 6450 or whatever. It seems like they just maxed it out here, you know, to do it. I'm not a big fan. I like 3 or 3.2 of betas, no more than 4. I just love the betas, homie. You got to feel the betas to be an alpha. I love beta tingles so much. I want to keep feeling them. So I just don't want to be oversaturated. And a lot of times like 6.4 doesn't give me better tingles than a 3 does or a 3.2. It depends how the formula comes together. But I do know there's more benefits to beta-alanine than just the tingles. It's a performance-enhancing ingredient for endurance and yada, yada. But anyway, man, the betaine at 5, that'll give you some strength. L-tyrosine at 4. So they upped it by 50 because it's V50, and that's his. He turned 50. Happy birthday, Robic. So he made, a lot of you might say, well, you just tried to one up everyone by 50. No, it's 50 over because of the birthday theme or whatever. Theobromine at 650 is just insane. Rhyogenesis at 550, nuts. So I actually like, for an Apollon pre, this is on the lower caffeine end of 450, which I actually will ingest and not feel super guilty. So I say this is a really solid formula because the caffeine is lowered. I still like 400 or lower. I mean, personally, but that's me. This is kind of one of those formulas where I look at it and I don't really know how it's going to hit until I take it. They didn't send it over to me. All in all, dude, it looks like a pretty freaking nice pre-workout. I mean, definitely looks like a Stim Junkie daily with a potential crazy head high, that Araya, the Cognatic, the caffeine, the phenylalanine at 550, the theobromine at 650. Looks like you're going to be feeling like you're in a pretty good freaking mood from this. This is not a pre I would hate on by any means. Please start to move away. Yeah, the heavy scoops are, a lot too. Homie said hard pass is always for a mid pre. I mean, this looks like a pretty, I don't know what's mid about it. It's pretty crazy dose. I mean, it's a good pre. So a lot of people not liking it. All right. The thing is not popular. Again, like, this is not a pre, like, I like minimal ingredients and, a few things, that come together nicely. This might come together great. Again, I don't have a clue how this hits until I take it. I like that the caffeine for the Hooligan is not at 500. It's at 450, which is, to me, an upgrade. Anytime you lower the caffeine, it's an upgrade, and it looks like potential to have some crazy pump and some good head high without the alpha yo and stuff. So that's kind of nice. All in all, dude, I look at that and I'm like, all right, that's a nice pre right there, dude. That's a freaking nice pre. Anyway, man, let's move forward here. Heisenberg, I reviewed this one. No DMHA, but despite what many say, I get pretty good energy off pre's that list ephedra, and this has 100 milligrams. All right, so this right here was a solid pre. Felt like a very high-end daily, possibly Stim Junkie daily. The ephedra thing is absolute BS. That's a marketing thing, and a lot of these companies throw that term around because it sells, but they want you to think it's ephedrine, and it's complete nonsense. Okay, here we go. Edge of Insanity is coming out with a new formula. I wonder what's going to be different. Hold my hands for a prayer, my brothers in Stim. I can tell you guys right now, and don't mark my words, but I can tell you what I think is going to be different because I'm friends with the owner. I think he's just getting rid of that. Maybe there'll be an upgrade with the pump or something. He didn't tell me that, but I think there's 20 milligrams of theobromine in Edge of Insanity, and I think he's just doing away with that. As far as I know, I don't think it's going to be I think you guys are going to be really happy. I think it's going to be the same slapper, alpha yo, amazing, head high, crazy, alpha yo pre. I don't think it's going to be, if anything, it'll be an upgrade. It's not like they got to get rid of illicit stims or something, So I think he told me, he's like, yeah, it's got 20 milligrams of theobromine and that's not doing anything. He's like, so I think I'm just going to get rid of that. This was like 6 months ago. He told me that. So maybe they're finally doing it. I don't think you got anything to worry about with them downgrading this pre-workout. I mean, I hope not, but we'll find out. But I would not freak out and think that Edge of Insanity is coming to an end. Hopefully this video ages well. So let's see here. Somebody said Maniaco, real deal. They said, just wanted to say Maniaco's the real deal. I'm somewhere between SpaceX, Starlink satellites, and the clouds right now. Just sort of, yeah, man, this is crazy. I can't believe it, man. I never in a million years thought that the pre that I formulated would just have such favorable feedback. I mean, I was just hoping it wouldn't be a flop. You have no clue. I had no clue people would be like, this is the best Stim Junkie pre I've used, or like, this is, and I'm not trying to sell you on it or anything. Like the reviews speak for themselves. You haven't seen me make a bunch of content or anything about Maniaco. I made one review for the original, one review for the second version, a couple of shorts that I put out, and that's about it. I'm not shoving Maniaco down anyone's throat. I think it sells people. I'm just so impressed and happy that people have come on here, and I've just seen hundreds of good comments and reviews. I mean, I'm just like, can't believe when people are like, this is what I want in a Stim Junkie pre. This is exactly what I'm looking for. It's the best. This and I'm like, holy cannoli, dude. Like, this is the pre with my name. Like, this is surreal, dude. Like, I just feel super blessed, man. Like, God has just blessed me with this opportunity, you know. And I figured ideally the way I formulated it, it's like, I'm a big fan of minimalist ingredient pre's. They seem to come together nicely, like Edge of Insanity, you know, and you don't need too much, dude. Like Insane Labs figured it out. Again, my pre's way better dose than theirs is. I mean, it's a 22 gram scoop, so it's maxed out. But I couldn't be happier, dude. I could not be happier. Somebody said, no seal normal. This is about Maniaco. Didn't have a seal. Is that normal? It is normal. They didn't do the black Dark Lab seals on this. The manufacturer didn't do that. It may be inside the lid. It was inside the lid. It is sealed. Better call GGH. Tell them to send another one. Hey, homie, don't be calling me. Don't be calling me. As someone who's opened thousands of bottles, I can tell you that it's not common, but it does happen if you bought it from a respectable outlet. I just think they're all the same. They don't have that black Dark Lab seal on it, but their top is sealed where you open it. But maybe yours was like stuck to the lid or whatever, which is not good. I mean, obviously, I don't know. The manufacturer needs to quit monkeying around. Next one. Any feedback on these DMAA pre-workouts? I can give you feedback right now. Hellraiser by Renegade Labs, juice. The juice says geranium. Guaranteed there's no real geranium. Promise you there's no DMAA in it. Hellraiser by Renegade Labs. I took that one. It was completely bunk. This guy's saying, I'm going to say this for like the umpteenth time, unless it's from a few years ago. No new pre really has DMAA. He's spot on, 100%. This guy said, I've had Hellraiser, Renegade Labs is bunk. That's been my experience with them too. But I've only had the one pre by them, and that was bunk. And they sent me another tub. I was like, I'm not even wasting a workout, dude. You guys got to stop supporting companies that write DMAA on the label. I'm just telling you right now, you're creating a demand for it, and you're doing the industry a disservice. People have to see these labels right here that says 1-3 and say, we're not buying that trash. We know it doesn't have DMAA. Either the owner of this brand is stupid and he thinks the manufacturer's really giving him DMAA, or the owner's smart and thinks you're stupid and is trying to do a quick cash grab. I'm telling you right now, it's one of the two. He's either dumb enough to think his manufacturer's got DMAA, which it doesn't, or he thinks you're a complete moron, and you'll buy it, which you are. So it's one of the two, homie. So I'm just saying, quit supporting this nonsense. Anybody who sees DMAA in 2025 on a pre-workout label, I highly suggest not supporting it and saying, we're done. Quit freaking pulling the okie doke on us. You're going to take it. You're going to be disappointed. Okay, next. Now we got this one. Man, we are killing it. let me share this screen. Ridge Excelsior 726. So I have right here, let me see, I have this Ridge Excelsior 626. I don't know if I had samples from High Stim Ace of 726. I don't know if his had ridges or not, but it felt the same as this 626, which I'm on right now, and I feel freaking awesome. Freaking, I love it, dude. I'm in a talkative mood, good mood elevation. I'm finally getting hungry. I just feel awesome. Had a good workout. It doesn't have that power to it. Like when you're training, like I don't feel particularly strong. Like DMHA will make me feel like a lot of DMHA pre's. I don't know. Cause it's just something, it doesn't have that backbone where you just feel like the strength, but there's just this, it's just a good feeling, man. It's just a great feeling. And, so they're saying the one doesn't feel as good as the smooth one. How would you compare 720 smooth lid? And it was a banger. I don't know. I'm not into, I know there's been a lot of threads and things, people going nuts, figuring out every batch of Excelsior and this and that. This is the only tub I've had since 2000, I think, or 2021, where that was the crazy one in 2021. Number one, it was a crazy one. Number two, I had no stim tolerance when I first started the channel like that, and it was not fun. Now, if I had that one today from 2021, that's probably the good stuff. I mean, I'd probably handle it much better, take it first thing in the morning, but that was something different, man. Now, let's see here. So I'm going to go here to this screen, and we got a few more. I chugged my pre-workout, then got stuck in 90 minutes of traffic. I'm sure the more experienced guys have dealt with this. All right, man. So I'm going to tell you guys this right now. Everyone's sharing, you know, this and that, that and this, their story. We all got a story, homie. Go get a publisher. All right, so this is what I'm going to say. I take pre-workout and go right to the dance floor. I never know unforeseen circumstances that are going to get in the way of my training. So I've learned, do not take pre-workout unless you're about to start hitting the weights. First of all, I've never understood other reviewers say, I'll take the pre-workout and wait 45, 50 minutes, wait an hour. Dude, caffeine does not take an hour. You're going to be feeling all these ingredients, beta-alanine, this, that, sense of urgency. If you're on an empty stomach or semi-empty, I mean, you shouldn't be training anyway if you're bloated full, like a disgusting slob. Pre's hit quick, dude. Pre's hit quick. Then you train, and then who cares if it doesn't peak till the end? Like, you have that good energy for after. Do something productive. Go clean your house. Go meal prep for once. Go freaking make your dang bed. Go make some content. Go start that YouTube. I love that I take the pre, I start training right away. I like feeling it building while I train anyway. And then I got the day to have that good productive energy. I don't want it to be hitting till toward the end or after I'm done, so I can be productive after. I don't want to wait an hour sitting there for a pre to fully freaking hit, dude. I like feeling it while you're training. It helps it kick in and stuff. So I always suggest I take the drink and I get right down to business. Even like when me and Stephanie go on vacation, I'll mix up the drink in our hotel room. I don't drink it until I walk in the gym and sign the guest pass and I'm about to hit the weights. I don't start drinking it. I want to feel the pre. 20 minutes after I take it is when I like the pre really starts hitting good. And then it builds, dude. I'm training for an hour and then I do cardio after. Dude, it's plenty of time. You take the pre right before you train. I don't care what pre it is, Excelsior, whatever. They'll hit you in the right time, man. Don't wait freaking an hour before you train to take pre-workout. I mean, that's my opinion. I've only reviewed, 550 of them. So what do I know? Anyway, moving on here. How long is your stim break? I am at the point. Hold on, man. Let's talk about this because this is important. I'm at the point that edge of insanity doesn't do anything to me. Before chasing more high stim pre's, I'm considering to take a break and train without any pre-workouts. How do you guys manage the tolerance? All right, man. Stim breaks to me are meant to be just cold turkey. Just suffer, feel the suffering, embrace the suffering. Edge of Insanity is not a daily, despite what people think. There's a gram of GABA in it. Your GABA receptors wear out quickly. You got to understand, dude. GABA is part of why Edge of Insanity feels good. It's in sleep supps and stuff like that. You don't want to burn out your GABA receptors. GABA is good every other day, every, wait 2 days, whatever. GABA you'll burn out quickly. Alpha Yo, despite what people think, you will build a tolerance to Alpha Yo. I've read things people say, oh, yohimbine, you don't build a tolerance. BS, dude. The way 3 milligrams of Alpha Yo used to hit me versus how 3 milligrams hits me now, I tolerate it like a champ now. It's a whole different ball game. I mean, if you really want these pre's to work, dude, you got to cycle your pre-workouts. You got to use them responsibly, and you can't abuse them. If you're doing Edge of Insanity, which is a great pre-workout, so be it. The next day, use a pre without freaking Alpha Yo. Even use DMHA or a non-Alpha Yo pre, something so the same stims are not wearing on you, dude. Use a daily, use a higher end daily, use something with Araya. You can use high stim pre's all the time, dude, but you got to play it right. A lot of people just buy one tub and use the pre and they just stop feeling it. And I'm like, dude, you got to buy a few pre's. It'll last you longer. It's the same amount of money if you buy one pre and it takes a month, or buy 3 pre's and that takes 3 months. It's the same you're spending, but you get to cycle them and you get to keep your tolerance if you're smart about it. I mean, I take days where I don't do a drop of caffeine. Stephanie's, oh, you want a coffee? Why don't you have a little coffee? You're not going to tempt me. I'm on a mission here, man. I'm trying to feel these pre-workouts. I'm not going to take caffeine. I'd rather have a little headache at the end of the day. Usually I don't. Sometimes I do. But I feel like a little suffering for the greater good. If you love pre-workout as much as I do, which of course I love it, I enjoy it, you got to practice a life of restriction. When you abuse things that are not meant to be taken daily, and you're doing pick-me-ups and energy drinks and cups of coffee in the afternoon and more than the dosage says, and DMHA multiple days, and yohimbine multiple days in a row, and all this stuff, you're just going to get to the point where you have to take a stim break, and that's fine. I schedule my stim breaks. So this guy says, how long? Serious question. So the homie's asking about blood pressure and all that. I don't know anything about that. Take 2 high stims a week, cycle that for 8 weeks, then none for a week. So you guys know I train for 11 weeks. I take the 12th off, which is 10 days of no stimulants at all, no caffeine at all. And I only use caffeine or stimulants if it's going towards training. Now, that works for me. My 10-day stim break, I will not come on here and pretend that that is enough time to reset my tolerance. When I come back to pre's after 10 days, they don't blow my head off like I've never taken pre before. You need a few months of good rest and no stims to really reset those receptors. I mean, that's the truth. You need a good 60 days of nothing to really, I mean, let's not lie to ourselves here. 10 days, what I do is a stim break, but it's not enough to reset my tolerance. It's just not. It's enough to give my brain some rest and some good relaxation and let my body heal. But it's not going to reset my stim tolerance, but I don't abuse them anyway. I could take Rise right now and have a great session and give it a great review if I took it. I mean, you got to use these things responsibly if you really love them. So, I mean, I can suggest 21-day break that will reset. Yeah, probably that's true. 21 days. And then you got to go back to using them responsibly. So I know a lot of people on the thread say that, Edge of Insanity is the best daily and stuff. It's not a daily, dude, because of the GABA and the high amounts of yohimbine. It's going to wear on you quick, man. It's going to wear on you quick. All right, man, let's move on because you're pissing me off, son. Let's move on. Here we go. Maniaco pre-workout. Never tried the first one, so unfortunately I can't make a comparison onto my review. First thing, flavor was green apple, above average, teetering on being great. Come on, man. It's great. It's great. But in terms of pre-workouts, this is about as good as it gets. I appreciate that. Maniaco and Aventador, the homies comparing it to. God bless the homie Mark. You know, yeah, Legit and Barbarian are on another level of like Legit and Barbarian to me are stronger than Maniaco. Those are like real stim junkie pre. Maniaco's kind of like a safe stim junkie pre. Like it's productive. It does everything I want it to do. But like Barbarian and Legit to me are on like a higher level of insanity. I'm talking about the original Barbarian. I don't know about these newer runs they've had. So yeah, so thank you for the nice review. Then let's see here. Anything else? People are asking about what the best pre's out right now. Some people said Firestorm, Maniaco, Insane Saw, Aventador. I'm dropping a review on Aventador soon. Just waiting on Nutricartel to get some stock. So let's see here. This homie said, I'm looking for a pre with not crazy caffeine, probably around 300, but I want everything else loaded up. Crazy beta, tingles, crazy focus, and pump. So I would check out the new NutriBio pre-workout. It's 350 caffeine. And it is freaking loaded, dude. The new NutriBio, I just got it in. I'm going to review it. Looks amazing. No other stims besides caffeine. I don't know if it has theobromine. Unbelievable freaking label. I guarantee it's going to hit. I've used their past products. Great products. You can get it on Nutricartel, discount code GGH15, plugging it there, plugging my code. But that's really a good one. Apollon Desperado is a great, I think that's 352 actually. That's 350. Check out the NutriBio, man. Check out the NutriBio. It looks super promising. I think anyone would love it. The package just looks nuts. I think they just dropped it a week or two ago. So I'll be reviewing that soon. Now somebody said here, does DMHA make anyone horny AF? That's why they call me Garage Gym Horny, man. That's why they call me Garage Gym Horny. I'll tell you, man, I can relate to this. It turns me into a freaking Maniaco, man. That's why I named it Maniaco. I don't know, man. When I used to do crystal back in the day, the only thing I could think about is sex. So I don't know if stimulants have some kind of reminiscence to that, where it reminds me of that or whatever. Or maybe feels like it gets stored in your nuts or whatever. I don't want to be too loud. But yeah, this is for me. A lot of people talk about Stimmy Willie, or they can't, they're doing rubber jerks. I perform just fine, and it turns me into a freaking animal, man. So it feels like it gets stored in your balls, that DMHA or whatever. It's I know it's not crystal, but it's definitely, you could see how they both have that sexual thing with them, at least for me. I don't know. It's very reminiscent, but I don't think that it's uncommon. Then the homie said, transparent Labz protein, stomach pain. He's cutting right now. He's taking hydroxycut. I guarantee the stomach pain is not from the protein, unless you have some intolerance to the isolate that you don't know about. But the hydroxycut is much more likely to give you stomach pain than transparent Labz protein, which is the cleanest in the game. Especially, he's saying he's not lactose intolerant. Let's move on here. We got a few more to cover. I got 1, 2, 3, 7 more. Here we go. Is it normal to take it to work? Haven't had time to work out recently. Is it normal if I just take pre-workout to work? Makes me work faster and focus more. Now, I got to tell you, young man, I think it's not normal. And I think that if you didn't question it, you wouldn't be asking here. I think you're looking for somebody to co-sign it so you can be justified doing it. I think in your heart that taking pre-workout and not working out is abusing the product. I think you know that. There are products geared towards like work for nootropics and stuff like that. You can check my top 5 video. I think that would be much healthier. But to take pre-workouts and not work out, to me, is absolute abuse, and I can't justify it. A product like I almost said Farby, Infinite Brain by Pharma. It only has a couple hundred milligrams of caffeine, I think. Healthier ingredients. There's nothing in there that's going to burn your brain out. And I think that would be much more productive for work. And then you wouldn't build a tolerance to where the pre-workouts don't work. So when you do go back to working out, the pre-workouts will be there for you. Save them for working out, man. That's just my advice. I think don't look for these people here to co-sign nonsense, because they'll co-sign anything. A lot of these people, dude. And I'm sure there are a lot of fine folks, but a lot of times it's an echo chamber, it seems like, in here, where people just justify this mad scientist insanity. So then we got the next one, smelly sweat and pee. I'm trying to figure out what's in my supplements making me sweat stink so bad. I keep limiting things. I'm not telling like the onion smell. I don't know. I remember when I first started using, I was using a non-stim pump by like Mr. Hyde or something, and it smelled horrible. Now I can't smell anything, but there are some, I don't know if it's the artificial ingredients in there or what it is, or, you know, now I'm so hydrated and I'm in the sauna so much and I'm doing it that my body is super clean, and I'm drinking a gallon and a half of water, of alkaline water, flushing it out. You might be dehydrated, man. You might be dehydrated. So, yeah, I don't know. Some of these ingredients do, and I don't know which ones do, but some of that artificial garbage might be coming out of you. Your body might be rejecting it or whatever. And that's the problem with a lot of the supplement industry. They claim it's health and fitness, but they give us a lot of artificial garbage, pills that are colored, pre-workouts with colors in them and all sorts of nonsense, you know, just a lot of stuff. So we got 4 more. Let's see here. Good combo. This says, would you recommend? I bought Sicarios, thinking about mixing it with Rect. Well, this is Rect and Rage, not Rect. The black label and the white is Rect. So yeah, so I'd say this is not a good combo. Other people say yes. The reason I say it's not a good combo is I never recommend stacking 2 products that have beta-alanine. As I said earlier in the video, I like keeping my tolerance low to beta tingles. So I don't like overdoing it. So if I'm have a pre-workout that has beta and there's no pumps, I'm putting a pump formula on top of it that has no beta, like Insane Labz Saw, Maniaco, or not Saw, Bloodbath, Maniaco Pump, Blood Sport. You know, there's so many great options of pre-workout, Vasomax, Grand Prix or whatever. So many great options that don't have beta-alanine. And that way you keep feeling those tingles and you don't get oversaturated. But that's me. You could do whatever you want. That's why pre-workout, that's why non-stim pre's with beta have pros and cons. You know, you can only stack them on stuff with no beta. Like that's why we made Tweak with no beta-alanine. So you could actually use your Sicario and stack it. So you can, you know, other pre's that don't have beta, I can't even think of them, but you could throw it on, I don't know, but whatever. You could use your Apollon bare knuckle, or you can use your transparent Labz stim free on Tweak or whatever. That's why I told, you know, the homie who I did it with, don't put beta in it. I got all these stim free formulas that are sitting around. I never get to stack them on anything. It'd be great to have Tweak where it doesn't have beta. So I always am against the stacking beta on beta, but that's just me because I love the beta tingles. 3 more here, and I hope you guys are enjoying this. Leave a comment, man, and hit the like button. Please leave a comment. I'd appreciate it. What do you think of the video? What do you think of my perspectives? What do you think about life? God is good. All right, got these back in 2021 or 2022. Both bottles never been opened. I could see the Excelsior hasn't clumped and still looks like sugar crystals. Cracked or shaken. Doesn't sound clumpy. Expiration for the crack is 225. Excelsior is 524. I never try Excelsior. I'm not sure if this is a good bad. Asking 200 for the crack, 150 for the Excelsior. 10 p.m. If they don't sell, I'll put it on eBay. So I don't know, man. If you're I'm not really all for this. I mean, that's kind of crazy pricing, you know. I mean, if you're hard up or whatever, I get it. As I told you guys, man, I sell tubs for 20. You know, like I had a tub of crack gold, brand new, first run of crack gold. Like my homie hit me up and I was like, man, they're not making this anymore. Like he's like, do you have any pre's for sale? Any dark labs? I was like, I can sell you a crack gold. And I was like, I'll sell it for 40 or whatever, you know, sealed. So like that to me was like gouging, you know. I felt bad about that. I was like, is he really going to want to pay 40? Now I see you guys charging 150 and stuff, but I don't know, man. My belief is like, if you really look at this like a community, look at how great our community is. I don't know, man. I wouldn't gouge each other, but you know, I always believe money's in the head. It's not in the heart. If you want something, you know, you buy it. But so like if the 150, 200 price is worth the Excelsior, I get selling for 150 because that's what it gets sold for. So that I understand. The crack, I mean, that's 200 or whatever. That's a lot of cash, man, or the 150 or whatever he's selling. 200. I mean, I don't know, man. That's kind of gouging people in your community. But hey, man, who am I? I'm not going to tell you guys how to run your business or run your life. I just kind of saw that. I'm like, you should hook people up, man. Like you give love and, you know, comes back to you. But that's my attitude, man. I'm not judging unfavorably, man. I get it, man. If you can get it, get it. Anyway, two more here and I'll let you go. Let's see, Maniaco. I've been taking Maniaco a few times now. I just say it's been nothing but perfect. But just today, I experienced nothing that I ever thought will happen. Wondering if anyone else has felt this. I'm unsure whether it's due to Maniaco or not. But I start hallucinating, seeing things. My head was spinning. I was shivering. I was facing my biggest fear. This happened 4 or 5 hours after taking Maniaco. I drink alcohol. All right, that is definitely not from the Maniaco. I would definitely look into why you're hallucinating. It ain't from the Maniaco. The Maniaco might have not helped or released something that else was going on already, but it ain't from the Maniaco alone. And then lastly, we have come to the final one. Let's see here. High Saturday stack review with training and BPM. Holy balls, guys. This is amazing. 7 grams of Conqueror, 4 grams of Kill Switch, and 8 grams of Warlord. I mean, this is just insane. This is just wild. I don't know, man. Like, I get scared to do all this stuff. I just don't want to be overstimulated, and it's just, I just like to enjoy one pre at a time, man, and see. But that's me. That's me. I mean, that's just me. I've never mixed like different pre's like that. I just think it's I've done it before. Like when I was running out of my dark energy tub, I mixed it with Hive 2. I spent the whole day like feeling like my brain was going to explode. And I thought I mixed like the right dosages. So I'm kind of been scared straight on all that. But that's just me, dude. Like you do whatever the heck is between you and God. I just like taking the product by the serving size and calling it a day, dude, and enjoying each individual product. That's me. I'm very satisfied with the 10 pre's now that I have in my rotation, and like using them each for their own different things. That's what I got, man. Hope you liked the video. Click the like button. God bless all of you. Let's get this dang muscle. I'm out.